Okay. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh my god.
No, fuck you.
You kick out.
Mr. Zo, Mr. Zo, Mr. Zo. Oh, he's still standing up.
Hello everybody, and welcome to another instalment of The Numbers All Go to 11, the only channel on the internet dedicated to music reviews and weird shit happening in Myanmar at the same time. And we have some weird shitting to do today. We're here in Dooya, getting hammered and larking about like silly idiots on a natural water slide, whilst also talking about the latest Deerhunter album. Why hasn't everything already disappeared?
Tit. Knit. Oh shit, I'm falling down. I'm falling down.
The latest album from Deerhunter has a distinctly retro throwback feel to it. Let's take the opening track, Death in Midsummer, which sounds like the sounds of the 60s and reminds me for all the world like the XTC side project, the Dukes of Stratosphere, who, of course, were from the 80s. So this sounds like a band in the, what is this decade called, actually? Anyone's watching and knows, please leave a comment. It's actually not a joke. So anyhow, this sounds like a band in whatever decade this is, riffing on a band in the 80s who were paying tribute to the 60s.
Haha. Wow.
No One's Sleeping opens with these really old school 80s keyboards, which reminds me of one of those science videos your chemistry teacher would play you at school when you'd learn about something insanely boring like the process of zinc. What is zinc? Greenpoint Gothic, on the other hand, has keyboards that sound just like Cars by Gary Newman. Or maybe just a Gary Newman song that sounds like Cars. Maybe all songs by Gary Newman sound like Cars.
The joys of being drunk at a rocky water slide or whatever. No, together, holding. No way, Mr. Zor, come back. Come back.
Tarnung sounds like something off the Akira soundtrack, only more woozy and jazzy and without the badass Japanese chanting. And in fact, some badass Japanese chanting wouldn't have gone amiss on this album, as nothing much beyond the keyboards really held my attention here.
Oh my god.
Okay, go.
And then there's the track What Happens to People, and this track pretty much encapsulates how I feel about this album, which is nothing at all really. I don't really feel anything. You know that feeling before you have dental surgery and the dentist sticks that sweet needle into your gums and your whole mouth goes numb? Or maybe when you sit on the toilet for a really long time, then you get pins and needles all the way up your legs and inner thighs, then you have to spend the next 15 minutes doing squats and massaging the life back into your ball bag.
Oh shit.
Listening to this album is a bit like that.
Sit, let, go.
No. Back down.
In fact, perversely, I like this album more when it's at its most detached and Xanaxy on the track Detournement. A Laurie Anderson homage if I've ever heard it. I like this. Firstly, because I like music that sounds like Laurie Anderson. More music should sound like Laurie Anderson. Second, because I also like songs that remind me of travelling around the world completely whacked out on Valium, falling asleep and waking up in random airports and feeling completely disorientated. And I'm pretty sure Bradford Cox says something about Toblerone at the very end. He's in duty free, obviously. Dead giveaway. I love Toblerone, but I warn you, If you eat a massive Toblerone every day, you will put on weight. I guarantee it.
Wow. 1, 2, 3.
I'm nowhere near close to hating or even disliking this album. I don't feel I can get close enough to it to experience strong emotions one way or another. This album kept me at a transatlantic flight distance the whole way through, except for the time when, having fallen asleep, generally not a great sign when listening to an album, I woke up suddenly during the closing track Nocturne and completely lost my shit. Then again, I had been smoking an awful lot of weed, so maybe that was it. Anyway, do ya want the score?
Good job. Oh my god.
Come on.
Great.